But are there certain foods that are a bigger problem than others?
Well, there's an interesting. One of my favorite foods is pizza.
Ooh,
You guys love pizza? Well,
Agreed.
if you guys
Who doesn't
love
like
pizza at
pizza?
home, yeah. Well, I know everybody that loves pizza, you're not alone. And before you grab a slice, you got to think about what are the possible consequences to your health.
Look out, America. A war is being waged against our favorite food, pizza. In the most recent dietary guidelines published by the USDA, our beloved slice rated second highest as a source of saturated fat and third highest as a source of sodium in our diets, beating out cold cuts and bacon. To make matters worse, pizza ranks second behind cakes and donuts as the source of calories in children and adolescents. In the country that has distinguished itself as the leader of an obesity epidemic, it's no wonder that pizza now finds itself in the crosshairs.
So,
Wow.
sorry, this is bad news, huh? You know, I mean,
Not necessarily.
right, not necessarily, but pizza, you know, I think it's a lot of carbs, it's a lot of fat.
But
And
I think it's how we cook it here, and I think you're going to come up with that because when you
Exactly.
go to Italy or you go to other countries, the pizza is very different and it's very healthy.
Exactly. And, you know, American pizza, we'll talk about, is of all the food that Americans eat, pizza is the number 3 source of sodium, higher than cold cuts and bacon. All right, and it's also...
You wouldn't think
Yeah, you
that,
wouldn't
but-
think pizza is that high on the list of bad foods, but it really is. Also, it's the second biggest source of calories for children and adolescents.
Wow.
Second biggest source.
Wow.
You would
So I
think it
see you
has
made
dairy.
some pizza for me,
Yeah.
Rocco.
I don't
This
think
right
pizza,
here?
pizza wasn't genetically predisposed to be a problem.
Right.
It wasn't
Yeah.
born a problem. It became a problem. It's become basically a dumping ground for all the bad processed foods that we produce in the United
Yeah,
States.
exactly.
It doesn't have to be that way. A typical individual pizza is about 600 calories, 40 grams of fat. My healthy version is 300 calories and only 12 grams of fat. And it's even more delicious than the original. It's crispier, it's got sausage on it, it's got vegetables on it, and cheese on it.
looks really, really
Going.
good.
I mean,
Really good.
that crust right there, look how thin that is. I think you can see that.
And is that a
wheat.
whole grain crust too?
And it's a whole wheat flour
Nice.
crust. It's a big difference. We worked really hard on the recipe, and we just did what makes sense. The book is based on common sense. We know that processed starches are not good. Refined flour has a high glycemic impact. So whole wheat flour, fresh vegetables, some healthy sausage, and a little bit of low-fat cheese.
And there's no doubt, you'll if you look at the pizza that we may typically get at a restaurant, there's no question it's savory. That's the reason we love it so much. I mean, with all those fat grams, they taste good.
Well, but
all
it
that
can
sodium
be
tastes good.
savory without all that bad stuff. And I think, wouldn't you
agree.
agree, Rocco, that I think we really in the U.S. just sort of morphed the pizza into something that's just not
We have.
healthy.
Thicker the crust,
Because
more oily.
it doesn't have to taste bad.
It's time to
be,
take it back
pizza.
to this direction.
Pizza
Yeah.
should be ashamed of itself today. I mean, it's really turned into something that is a sort of a caricature, a parody of what it really is supposed to be.
And I think another big danger of pizza is there's so much of it. You get a big pizza pie, and you eat a slice, you want another one, you eat another one. Pretty soon you've had 4 or 5 slices of pizza.
And it's a game now. It's almost like I dare you to eat the whole pie.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
how big a slice
Rocco,
can you eat?
we have
Yeah.
eaten a whole New York pie, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
But we're not
don't tell everybody.
We're not going to do that again, though.
Yeah.
Well, and you can. I will say this. I have to applaud. There are more and more, particularly independently owned restaurants out there that are providing the option for a thinner whole wheat crust.
Yeah.
Because again, it's a lot of times it's not. Some cheese can be good for you.
Yeah.
Calcium, protein,
yeah.
vegetable toppings. There are a lot of other high protein toppings that I won't necessarily mention right now that can keep the pizza lean. And I do like the fact that there are becoming more and more options where you can actually go order one and pick one up. But this is about learning how to make a healthy pizza at home.
Absolutely. Pizza is a plate that you can pick up and eat, and what you decide to put on the plate is as important as what you decide to put on your real china at home when you cook for your
Are you
family.
making your own dough here?
Yeah, we are making your own dough here. Yes,
Wow.
but
That gets technical, right?
it's a little bit more complicated to make your own, but just like you said, Travis, there's a whole wheat pizza dough out there ready to go, and it's pretty healthy and it's fairly preservative free, and so you've got options these days that we didn't have even 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I use. And I found it interesting that even though this one has pepperoncinis on it, you said that you found that if you substitute the bell peppers instead,
The
it brings
pepperoncini reduced the sodium content.
sodium, yeah.